Hello everyone, this is ICBs here and today we are going to be talking about Loki Season 2 Episode 4. And by this point, you know the drill. First we explore what happened in the episode, after that we dissect it and review it. So be sure to watch this video till the end to hear my thoughts on this episode. And now it's time to get into the plot. This episode starts right where the last one ended, where Miss Minute said that she has a secret about Renslayer. Well, she starts by explaining it, and it's kind of something that we all kind of suspected anyway. Miss Minute show a kind of a flashback to Renslayer, where Renslayer sees that she and Kang were partners, and not only were they partners, Renslayer was the reason why Kang won and conquered all the other Kangs, because Renslayer was a general. She led his armies. She was the reason why Kang won. And then after that, Kang had Renslayer's memories erased. So right now we have another narrative in Marvel Cinematic Universe where a man takes credit for a woman's work. I know this is very progressive of Marvel, but what else can you expect from Marvel anyways? After that, Miss Minute says that we don't need him and that we never did, and thus a new partnership is formed between Miss Minute and Renslayer, and this partnership is not a long-lived one, as we will see towards the end of this episode. We cut back to the TVA where Victor arrives. Obi and Victor Timely's interaction was really interesting and kind of a funny one, but which I really liked, I would say honestly. Obi explains that all that he's learned from a scientist called Victor Timely, and Victor Timely says that all he's learned because of the TVA guidebook written by Ouroboros, which is kind of interesting because it's kind of a chicken and egg theory, like who came first and who taught who. So maybe that's why Obi is named Ouroboros, right? But this kind of a thing also happened before as well. In the first episode, when Loki and Obi meets for the first time, Obi says that my friends call me Obi, right? Short for Ouroboros. And then Loki time slips back into the past and tells Obi that, hey, your name is Obi. And Obi's like, my name is Ouroboros, and then Loki tells him that that's a short form of your name, and Ouroboros says, hey, I like the short form of my name, Obi. So again, it kind of turns into a question of who named him Obi first. Was Obi the one who named himself Obi, or was it Loki who told Obi that he was nicknamed Obi? So yeah, this thing happened before as well, so I thought I should just mention that. After that, they plan to save the temporal loom. Victor has a new design to help with Obi's plan. Mobius and Loki and Sylvie leave them to work. Mobius suggests that they should eat a pie while they work, and Sylvie gets really angry at him. She basically just stands there and really roasts Owen Wilson while he looks very sad, and Owen Wilson was making a really sad face, and it just broke my heart to see the poor guy sad. He just wanted to eat some pie, man. Sylvie leaves and Loki goes after her to talk. They have a long boring conversation, but the condensed down version is that Sylvie blames TV and thinks that it's better to blow everything up and start from scratch, and Loki says that it's a lot easier to destroy things than to build them up, and he tells her to have hope. Sylvie counters by saying that they are playing God at the TVA, and to that Loki replies, we are gods. And that's one of the good pieces of dialogues from Loki that I can really appreciate. Kind of shows the little bit of an old Loki in there as well. While all this is happening, Agent Dox and X-25 and the rest of Agent Dox's goons are being held captive. B-25 shows up and tries to talk to them. B-25 tries to very empathetically try to talk to them. She says, hey, like, you want to protect the TVA? We want to protect the TVA. We're on the same team. And Agent Dox is kind of skeptical, but it seems that she might agree to it. So after B-25 leaves, Ravonna Renslayer shows up, and she's like, either you come with us or you're going to die. And Agent Dox is like, welp, I guess I'm dying. The only person who take Renslayer's offer is Brad Wolf, and the rest of the everyone including Agent Dox get killed in a, I would say, and I can only imagine, is a very gruesome scene, and that is not very pleasant to imagine, but at the same time I just wish that Marvel just showed that to us. Like, if they showed it to us, I can only imagine how the ratings of this show would just go through the goddamn roof. Like, I am not even kidding. But yeah, it would be so mind-blowing to see that happening. But again, Disney being Disney, they kind of have to keep things very PG. So yeah, after that we finally get an answer, or not an answer, but a confirmation of who pruned Loki in episode 1. I had already called it, and it was Loki, and sure enough it really was him. So I guess props to me. I was right. I told you all, it was Loki, man. It was so obvious. minutes. After that, Loki picks up the phone and Obi is on the phone asking why the hell are they so late. Loki tells him that Miss Minutes is sabotaging them in every step of the way to try and slow them down. Obi has a plan. He reboots the system and to get Miss Minutes offline, and that means that Loki can also use their magic, which is finally going to get interesting for once. But like they do use their magic, but it's not much, so can't get your hopes too high. They use the magic to make Brad Wolf prune Ravonna Renslayer and take Victor back to Obi, which is insane. I just don't think they're going to get rid of Ravonna Renslayer's character so easily, and there are a lot of people dying in this episode. Spoilers, I'm sorry, but then again we are discussing the entire episode, so yeah, I don't know how many of these characters will stay dead. They go back to Obi and time is absolutely running out as the temporal loom seems to be very close to getting blown up. Loki says that he'll go out to the temporal loom, but Victor timely volunteers. As soon as Victor goes into the temporal loom, he turns into ribbons. Absolute ribbons. No blood though because this is Disney, but ribbons because of the radiation being far more extreme than Obi had anticipated. After that, the temporal loom explodes, and well, that's where this episode ends. There was a lot in this episode to pack for once. For the first time, I cannot wait for the next episode because I have no idea what will happen next. I didn't have this kind of anticipation for any of the Loki episodes before because I could kind of expect what will happen in the next episodes, but now with the TVA finally getting destroyed, it's a chance for some fresh air for the show because it was kind of getting really boring being in the same place all the damn time for 2 seasons straight up. So I'm curious where the show will be going in the next episode. This was a perfect cliffhanger. Another thing is the revelation of Renslayer being the sole reason why Kang had won. As you know, I have been a very vocal critic of Kang since his first appearance because I think his character has been mishandled at every step of the way. I just can't help but compare him to Thanos, who was not only one of the best Marvel villains but quite possibly one of the best villains of all time. I know that Kang is a different character and I'm absolutely not saying that he should be Thanos with a different face. That said, all I'm saying is that he should be a good villain, and so far I have not seen him as an appealing villain. The reason I like Thanos is because of Infinity War. I didn't like him before that movie because before he was just a simple purple guy sitting in a chair, but he became a great villain in Infinity War due to his actions and motivations. Kang is someone we have never even met. We know what he looks like, but we never know who the main Kang villain is going to be. And these low-class Kang variants in Antman and Loki just diminishes the importance of Kang as a villain. Going back to my point about Renslayer's revelation that she had led the armies of Kang, that she was the reason that Kang had won. Before that revelation, I had some respect for that variant of Kang because I had thought he was the best of the Kangs because he had won and he's sitting at the top. Well, I guess not because that Kang just took credit for Renslayer's work, so I guess he was a loser all along. Anyways, time to mention another thing, and that is Victor timely dying. And I sat here last week theorizing that he could be a key player in defeating the legions of Kangs and be a great asset to our superheroes in defeating Kang. Well, he's dead now, and so are my theories with him. But it's always fun to theorize, and who knows, we might learn that he's alive somewhere or whatever. But when one of my theories failed, the other one of my theories had turned out to be right, and that was Loki pruning himself. So yeah, take that. But in any case, this is it for this video. Like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, it's time for a goodbye.